At SiriusXM, our vision is to shape the future of audio where everyone can effortlessly connect to the voices, stories, and music they love wherever they are. So the enduring power of audio is centered around its ability to bring people together and to change hearts and minds. It's an innately personal medium. We're at a poignant moment in audio's history and also its future.
The beauty of podcasting, which is still so beautiful, is anyone can do it.
Audio is so unique in terms of the science, the intimacy, and the connection that it affords. And particularly with science and the way the brain processes sound, it can really impact everything from your mood or your memories and your breathing or your heart rate. The pace of innovation has just been so rapid over the last 2 decades, and it's really across 2 primary areas. It's how we listen that's changed, and you touched on this a little bit before, and it's also how people create. It's just been amazing to see the evolution of how audio is delivered. It's much easier to create, market, and distribute, whether it's music or podcast or a show, and that just affords so many opportunities for creators to build audiences. What's really special, I think, about SiriusXM is the hosts and the programmers that we have who are really just experts in their fields, and they love what they do. They love the genre or the category of interest that they focus on. And that shows up in the content, and that's, I think, why listeners have built these real connections with our hosts. And it's just such a big part of who we are at SiriusXM to make sure that it's humans, right? Yeah. Creating this content and curating it and bringing it to our audiences.
We're in a world where we're just inundated with so much, and it's headlines, it's clickbait, it's these fast videos, and there's very few mediums where you get to spend time with the same person for hours a week, week after week, year after year. And what we've built in podcasting, myself and other podcasters, is a relationship. And I think a relationship with someone who has influence and who has an audience, that is so different. I mean, it's the way that you talk to your friends and you trust their opinions. Like you said, we've become these surrogate friends for people, and they've watched us grow up and change our minds and learn new things, and we've almost done that together. I always say I don't want to be an influencer, I want to have influence. And I think the way that you do that is through authenticity. And so that's the thing that I've really been very careful of never losing. So when I think about video, when I think about it for the content we're currently making, I want to give people the same experience that they had listening.
We're focusing on our strengths, right, rather than chasing trends. And there's been a lot of shifts from audio into video, like we talked about with podcasting. There's also been a lot of shifts into audio, right? And that could be print in particular, whether it's news articles or it's audiobooks, right? So there's just this, I think, shift into audio that is critical in terms of thinking about what should be audio first. And I think the car is also really the final frontier as you think about, you talked about advertising, in terms of digital ad-supported media. And there's an opportunity for us, particularly with the strength we have in the car, to provide other ad-supported opportunities within the car in a much more targeted way than, say, AM/FM could do. And I think there's another opportunity for us to look at creating snackable forms of content within SiriusXM too. Take advantage of the shift, I think, in listener and in video towards shorter form content, but in a way that makes sense for SiriusXM.
We are using AI, I think, in really interesting ways. So obviously, like in a lot of our IT and security, but what we've recently started doing is how do we use AI to help us make the best experience for our listeners? So I've always been very focused on the listener experience. We've recently started using AI to aggregate the thousands and thousands of messages, comments, whatever it is that we get after a single episode. And then we say, what were they saying about this episode? Like, what was the sentiment? Was it positive, negative, neutral? What did they like? What are the elements of this that they're talking about? So we can really make a feedback loop into the content.
So extracting the key themes.
Yeah, what are they responding to, positively or negatively?
Well, I think you see, this increase of technology and AI in creating content, and we are doubling down on humans creating content.
Yeah.
Like, we really fundamentally believe people can tell the difference, and that is just foundational to the connection that audio provides.
Don't just create the thing that you like listening to. There's so much opportunity for uniqueness. And as we keep talking about AI, uniqueness and that human factor is going to continue to be the advantage for someone new coming in.
It's just fundamental to what we do every day at SiriusXM, is find these opportunities to bring storytellers, to bring artists and musicians to our listener base. One of the things that's really exciting is to be working with great talent like yourself, and have the opportunity to hopefully give you a bigger platform, and have an opportunity to get in front of the SiriusXM audience and our loyal subscribers with different forms of audio that make sense for our service. I think you and I can probably agree that it's a fascinating time to be part of audio, and the future of audio is extremely bright.